Look, I'm a simple man. You give me an ape punching a lizard, and I will root for that ape. Oh, but Godzilla is bigger and stronger and... Nope. Kong wins. You know why?
Monkey.
So, Godzilla vs. Kong is finally arriving. That's great. I'm hyped. I mean, I loved it when they did it the first time, so why shouldn't I? Oh wait, younger viewers or people with lives don't know anything about King Kong vs. Godzilla, right? Yeah, it's the classic third film of the Godzilla franchise, where King Kong wins. Oh wait, was I not supposed to spoil that? Look, the movie's decades old, you just found out about it, who cares? Look, my point is that it's a pretty fun movie for what it was. Being an early Godzilla film means a lot of what we'd expect was not established yet. In fact, this is the movie that would firmly establish a lot of stuff, namely the monster fighting and versus stuff from Godzilla. I mean, sure, the first movie has the important message and the second, well, who remembers the second really? But this one here? This one pretty much gave us the general idea of what Godzilla would be going forward. Or Gojira if you went to Japan. Whatever, it's Godzilla. Anyways, that being said, the one thing that has baffled people is that King Kong is the winner of this movie. Yeah, he wins. I know there's the whole height argument because Godzilla is technically bigger than Kong. I mean, Kong is normally really small in comparison to Godzilla. There's the powers argument because Godzilla has them while Kong is just big monkey. And, well, it's Godzilla's franchise. How could he not win? I mean, this is so baffling to people that for years, people thought Kong only won in the US.
Godzilla has disappeared without a trace. As for King Kong, our international communication satellite is following him.
Yeah, they thought that if you saw the movie in Japan, you would get the real ending, and then you see the Japanese ending, and it's actually the same. I mean, it's slightly different because, you know, dubs, and they did add in white actors to the English version, but that's not the point. Point is, Kong wins, Godzilla doesn't. Whether you're here, Japan, or wherever else. Surprise, it turns out that America wasn't being petty with the ending. I mean, why would they honestly care if you think about it? But you know, hey, the true American Kong always won. Why though?
Godzilla has a brain about this size, while Kong is a thinking animal.
Since his first appearance, Kong has been a sympathetic figure, a large creature who was taken from his land to be turned into a circus freak, so to speak, who dies after going on a rampage in a place he can't understand. I mean, can you blame him? He didn't ask for any of it. In any case, that made Kong less a bad guy, more a tragic figure, compared to Godzilla, who would cause tragedy. King Kong, to my knowledge, has never really been portrayed as a villain in his features, whereas Godzilla has been the villain in more than a few features, or even just a morally gray hero. And of course, this was only 3 features in, so Godzilla was not even a good guy yet. So from a story perspective, it made sense that Kong should win. He was the hero, he was a good guy. Of course, you have to add to this that the original plan for this movie was that King Kong was gonna fight Frankenstein, not Godzilla, which even that seems to get misunderstood a lot of the time. But when Toho picked up the script for this movie, they added Godzilla instead. It was supposed to be some big landmark historical thing, you know, moving along. Point is, the rest was history. King Kong fought Godzilla, King Kong beat Godzilla. The reason so many question this victory is that people like treating movies as
Logic machines.
but more often than not, they're emotional with themes and messages overriding truth, because we sometimes want the world to work that way. Obviously, sometimes movies will have to make evil win, good lose, not because of logic, but because it's a warning, a lesson. Again, thematic stuff. I don't think we need a tragedy out of King Kong fighting Godzilla. We could have that if there's a good story to it, but because logically Kong can't win, I'm not interested in that story. We often see the small heroes win, the characters who normally have no chance finding the chance. But somehow the idea of Kong winning against Godzilla is absurd. I mean, fiction is created. If I want the elderly boxer to win against the arrogant youth, why shouldn't he? Obviously, the story can be told from the other side, but that's no excuse to deny someone a victory for logic reasons. My general point is that this is all fake. You can talk about the truth and facts about both characters, but at the end of the day, I, as the writer, will just say, well, Kong found a way to beat Godzilla regardless, however lazy the result may be. But what about Godzilla versus Kong? So, yes, Kong may win again in this new movie, as the marketing has emphasized he's the hero once more. Or it may turn out that the Godzilla he's fighting is a fake. Mecha Godzilla. which means Kong and Godzilla will team up to beat Mechagodzilla, and yeah, that's likely where we're heading, because both Kong and Godzilla are the good guys now. I mean, let's be real, if your crossover contains two heroes, you can make them look cool, give them one win each, but neither is gonna walk away on top. Them's the rules of fiction. Batman can knock out Superman once, but in the end, they'll both work together on equal levels. 60 years after King Kong and Godzilla first duked it out, Godzilla now works as the hero. Sometimes he returns to his villain role, but not always, and even when he does, he ends up fighting bigger evils. So now with the new movie, I highly doubt they have either lose, especially with what looks like Mechagodzilla in the marketing. At most, the marketing is hinting at Kong winning because he's good, likely a throwback to the original, but the movie will probably throw a curveball, have Kong fail as Godzilla, then gets him back to fight against Mechagodzilla, who may evolve into Mecha King Ghidorah since the head and body likely came from the remains seen in the last film. Oh, now that's a spoiler alert. In all honesty though, looking at it now, Kong winning wasn't weird because of power differences. I mean, it's fiction, who cares? It's weird because it's not often you get clear winners out of crossovers, especially when the winner is not the character owned by the company. Anyway, let's do a silly thing. Logically, who would win? We know the true winner is Godzuki. I decided to be lazy on this segment because I was tired, and honestly this doesn't really matter to me. Conclusion, look, who cares who wins? None of this is real. As long as it's fun to watch, it'll work out okay. I originally was just gonna review King Kong vs. Godzilla, but figured I'd do a written review for that and a silly video to make fun of people who act like fiction has to cater to logic, especially when said fiction is Curious George vs. Barney, but in supersized mode. Just have fun with it and don't take it so seriously, guys. I'll see you next time.
Oh, your mommy. You better not smoke it around home.